Hey guys, welcome back to the Lost Generation podcast. Today it's only Mark and Vink for this episode, but it's fine. I think like we can do it, right? Or maybe you just feel awkward.
Definitely.
No, this guy is like feeling like really awkward right now, and I don't know why.
No,
Like he's like
definitely.
fragile. Like what's up, man?
I think it's more comfortable like this. Yeah. Like we can talk more in depth into this.
Sure. In depth about what?
You got topic?
No.
Yeah, I mean like me and Mark can like
Okay, so today's topic is high school's experiences in Vietnam, especially our experiences. Because I studied in a public high school, and yours are like an international slash private-ish kind of school as well. So it already has this kind of like a contrast, right? So I think it would be interesting to kind of dive into and discuss. So just to start off, I think, okay, so mine is a public school, and to be honest, like mine is like the third tier of public school, high school, which is like not technically just like a low income high school. A lot of people can get into that school without like having to do exams, and like the
okay.
tuition in itself, I think like is far more cheaper than the other high schools.
Okay.
Because like, in terms of like public high schools, they are like around, I think, third, not levels, but like third tiers. Whereas like Juvenile and like Amsterdam's are like the first tier,
Okay.
Like they're technically like public
So what's
schools,
the
but
second tier though?
let me just explain,
Okay,
bro.
sorry.
God
Sorry.
damn. I'm trying to
Let's
explain
take
to you. Like for first tiers like Juvenile and Amsterdam, right?
Okay.
Technically public schools, but like they have this kind of like special curricular activities that can draw like this kind of like middle to higher income like parents and families into it. So it's very well funded in a way, like kind of private in a way as well. And then the second tier, like we are thinking about like Linh Thuong, and like the other kind of like well-known high schools in Hanoi,
Popular one.
the kind of popular one. And then the third tier is like mine.
Oh, so
Yeah, I'm not going to say name because like I
you don't
think,
want to mention.
well, whatever. Yeah, mine's Nguyễn Trái, and like what I said before, they didn't have any exams, so a lot of people can get into it, and just like my own experiences. But like around that time that I enrolled, it's really hectic. It's like a really hectic, and I don't want to say undisciplined high school, but like it has a lot going on, So it's like the third tier, And that doesn't have to be like really violent, like or something like that.
I was
It's just
thinking
like,
about something.
no, it's but
Are you
like it's
talking
just
about,
like really delinquently kind of thing going on
Okay.
with like a lot of students from which like
Is
so,
it because they're coming from different background or?
yeah, tons and
Maybe,
tons of
yeah.
other backgrounds because you didn't have to do exams, bro. Yeah, and I got into it just because like I wanted to get out and to fuck off to Sydney. That's why I just choose like
that's
a
why you-
random high school. That's why like when I said to people like, when they ask me, oh wow, so which high school did you go to? I'm like, which I wait what? Really?
Why?
You like tutor? Can I trust that shit? Like like
Yeah, I get it.
so like the reputation in itself, it's not per se like good, but okay, sure. If you are in that high school, then fine. I don't know about now, right? But it's just my own experiences.
Okay.
When I enrolled, and not only like the students are like various, in terms of like personalities wise, but also I kind of take notice of the infrastructures as well. It's pretty bad because it's literally just like took over like the old facilities of Amsterdam.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
in
is it?
Savoy Street.
Okay.
Yeah, they
I-
just
I
took
know.
over it, and then they didn't really do any changes. They just kind of used
They
it.
didn't rebuild it or
No, they just kind of paint it, and then that's it. Like it's so
just putting the title up, Nguyễn Trái instead of Amsterdam.
exactly,
That's it.
and then like paint some walls like green or some shit. Like it's literally just took over the facilities, and that's it. So like the first impression is very important, right? So
Okay.
when you came there and you see
Okay.
that shit, you're like, what's going on?
That's- That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and I didn't really get around much with like having friends and stuff like that. So yeah, like my own public high school experiences is not necessarily like good, to be honest. Like just
Oh.
my own. I'm not sure about others, but like to me, I don't, because I kind of remind myself about the type of like students that, you know, I kind of stumbled upon, the infrastructures of the school in itself, like the way that people teaches. I'm pretty sure it's pretty fucking different from
From
like
my
a
school.
international
Yeah,
one, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but
Definitely.
that's what I kind of noticed, bro. You know, like the teachers in itself, like they don't fucking listen to you. You
Oh.
listen to them.
Okay,
You
okay.
know, like they just like fucking pull out like a book. You read it, and then you go to like the fucking, you know, board, and then you write it down. It's literally just that for like 45 minutes, and then you fuck off to
It's
another class. You know.
wow. Okay.
So yeah,
It's very robotic.
it is. It is like very controlling in a way. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, exactly.
sure, you know, a lot of people get used to it, but me, like, I didn't. I didn't get used to it at all, because like I love kind of fucking creative works in a way. So like I often got scolded because like I was drawing something.
Oh.
Yeah, I got fucked
Oh
up.
yeah,
I
yeah.
got like,
Public
dude.
school does that all the time, man.
Yeah, and they just literally just give you like a zero for like what?
Yeah, yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
for
I know,
which
I
kind
know.
of exams? No, they just give you a zero. And then somehow right now you have a zero on your fucking, you
Curriculum
know,
or something.
report. I'm like, wait, what? What's going on? It's fucked up, you know? Like, or maybe to me, I don't know.
I mean, they can be a little bit too controlling. As I know that you have to wear certain uniform, and you can't
Don't you
have
guys do that in?
no.
You
We
don't
we
have to fucking.
we have uniforms, but they don't forces us to wear it, and you have to have certain types of
Yeah,
hair,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Especially
Like
on Monday, you know, like you have to kind of salute the flag. So that's why you need to fucking like be really, really.
we actually have to salute the flags too, but the uniform thing, it's like
No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
feasible. Like you can wear it or not.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fucking cool, because like that again, coming back to the raising the flag, it's like, especially on Monday, you need to fucking be careful of uniforms, or else like the security would just comes and then like see if you are wearing like tight pants, you
What
know,
is that?
yeah, wearing a purple. Hang on, it's not the shade of blue that I want, you know,
Exactly.
and then you fuck
Public
off to
school
like
does that
the
all the time. Yeah.
yeah, the podium, and then you got shamed. I yeah, I
I
was
get
there
it.
once, bro. Like it's funny. It's not even like just, I'm not scared. It's just like it's so ridiculous, you know, like when you just standing on the podium and
Like
then look at people.
basically, like you can't like portray your own personality. Like you can't like dye your
Yeah,
hair.
you can, yeah. I mean,
Can
sure,
you?
like maybe it's just like our experiences in a way, like you know, the
Okay.
way that we felt that. But yeah, I kind of agree. Like we shouldn't show any personality at all, especially in high school, in public high school, or in my high school, I think. So you know, like you just bland as fuck, you know. So
Just have
that's
to
why I
be a
didn't have any
student.
friends, because like I'm into this kind of like fucking Western shit, you know.
Okay.
You know, like I love drawing shit. No one cares about drawing, you know. It's like doodling. Like I'm fuck off. But yeah,
You can't. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. For me,
yeah. I'm talking too much now. I think like
it's alright.
I'm gonna let you.
For me then,
Yeah.
my school is like more of a bilingual school. It's not like
Okay.
international wholly, but the way that the teachers treated us is a bit different than yours. They kind of respect every opinion that you have.
Yeah.
Even in class, whenever so what I found different from public and private school is that you can show your own perspective on
Okay.
each situations. For example, in class, when they put up a case study, you can like my class usually they will everyone will raise their hands and show what they think about the case study. While in public school, I don't know whether they are keen to raise their hands and showing their own.
The thing about like, sure, you can raise your hand, but like there is no case studies.
Oh, you don't have?
It's just like,
We have numerous case study, bro. Like,
I mean, it has to depend on the definition of a case study. It's like,
okay.
because like we just read on like a book, you know, like a textbook only. So it's literally just like you have that, and then you just go and then answer shit.
Oh wow.
So already like there is no like critical thinking stuff. It's just literally like you sit down, you read a book, and then you go onto the board and then you write down the answer.
Okay.
You know, like there is no
We
step of
actually
like
have
critical
to
thinking.
do that
You know,
too, but we have two subjects. So one is for Vietnamese and one for international class.
Yeah.
And most of the time we love the international class more.
Yeah.
Because we get to show our critical thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, for example, the biology class, they will give us and show us an experiment,
Yeah.
and then we can like practice.
Yeah,
practice it.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
like that is what I think like a lot of like domestic. I'm talking generalized,
Okay.
like just like domestic schools in Vietnam kind of lacks. Is that like the implementation part, which is like should be in the second part of like solving a problem, right? But it's just like you read a textbook and then you jump to like the third phase already, like you fucking put out the answer on the board.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
because like we have fucking 15 minutes exam, which I find useless to be honest, because it's literally just like letting you have grade. No, basically it's just like that. The first 15 minutes, like the teacher would give you like a small exam, but it's
Okay.
literally just like you memorize things and then you go to the board and then you fuck off, you know? It's just literally like 0 to 10 points, whether you get 2 or not. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
If
yeah.
you memorize well, you get a 10. If you don't memorize well, you get a
That's
0.
pretty
It's
fucked
like
up. That's
it's
pretty.
a big margin between that shit, you know? And somehow it will reflect back into your report. So again, it's like it's lacking the
creativity. Or
the implementation, the critical thing going on, you know, because it's literally just you memorize things. So interesting is that you are like half like half domestic, half international way of teaching, right? And
Like-
people seems to love international teachings, right?
yeah, they actually love the international teaching more because and also the way that the English teachers actually showed us the different perspective on every situations. For example, for math class, we have case studies too, but he will show it through activities. So there will be a problems, and then we will solve that problems through activities, not like sitting down and write it down like you guys do.
Yeah, that's the difference, you know. Did you like any of the domestic kind of teachings classes in a way? I think there would be like one that is good, right? I don't know. Because mine was like English. Ironically enough.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
I excel in English in high school. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like the only fucking class that I actually good at
And like
at that time.
maybe yeah.
Not
You
like
like- you
because
don't
like the
like that.
teacher was like, oh no, the teacher was pretty fucked up. Like she just gave you a 0 if you don't memorize things. It's still the same, you know.
I think our domestic class or Vietnamese class, it's kind of similar to you, but I think it's because they are more of a westernized people. They were trained by mostly international executive in our school. That's why they have a different mindset. So basically, they still want to make the class fun for everyone. But besides that, they still have to do what you guys do, like 15 minutes, 45 minutes. But what I think it's different from you guys is that they actually understand our problems. So whenever in our class there is any problems for each individual. So for example,
Yeah.
someone got bullied,
Yeah.
or someone is not happy with the class,
Yeah.
or even the course overall,
Yeah.
they will show their opinion, and the teacher actually listen.
Yeah.
They actually cares about what we think and what's the problem is,
Yeah.
and then they will solve it with us.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's major problems that the domestic the public school outside that they don't have.
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
like we are not just like dissing things,
exactly.
you know. It's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
our own experiences on like
Yeah.
how we saw our own education, you know. Like again, sure, I think like there are a lot of good public schools out there. I know, but like from my experience, I didn't see that, and that's why we can kind of say that. But again, like it comes back to the fact that like the international schools in Vietnam, they have this kind of like well established teaching methods, that maybe they drawn from like the Western methods, and then they bring it here, and for you like it seems really cool, right?
Yeah, like we can adapt it.
Yeah, I remember like my literature teacher didn't really highly regard my writing style, and then I was kind of just like really insecure about my own writing in a way, so I often got like 5, 6.5, maybe like a 7 at best for like like for exams and shit. So I was really afraid of like writing things. But then when I came to Sydney, I have this problem, and then I just kind of write things down, and then I started to explore further. And then I came back to RMIT, of course, and then like I joined a club, and then I wrote shit, and people just seems like they really enjoyed it, even though sure, it has a lot of flaws, I know, but they enjoyed it. They said that I had a good sense of writing, or had a sense of style in my writing. And I just realized like it's a waste of time to listen to like that teacher, because in a way, like it's very controlling, coming back to that. And I just kind of, I just want to talk about it a little bit, because a lot of things that teachers say around that time kind of dictated you, dictated your ability in a way, because you're gonna have like a meeting with your parents in a way. One thing I think like is different is that like public high school still does this kind of like childish parents gathering, and it kind of shit on your.
It's basically a group that just disses you after the meeting.
Yeah, it's
they're just
like,
gonna scold you after that.
Ming, my goodness me, like he suck ass, like literally like in front of all the parents, and then your parents have to feel kind of shame about you, like what the fuck?
It actually created a stressful environment for you.
No,
like after after the
and
meeting,
it's very
you feel bad.
Yeah, it's like shaming kind of thing to your parents as well. It's like, look at your son. Like, what the fuck is going on?
And they will like compare you with other students.
Yeah, exactly.
Too. Like it's pretty bad.
And that's the difference between, right? Because I heard like
we have like a private meeting.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something that you guys should have. Like, so it will let the parents don't compare you with other students too.
Yes, yeah. That's I mean, that's another interesting thing, like the difference between like a fucking international one and a public. Man, it's just like shaming your parents, exactly.
And you will feel stressful too. After after the meeting.
Yeah, always like my parents came back, and then like I can't see your face anymore, man.
My mom actually cried one time.
Because what the fuck do you do?
Because my report was too bad. It was like on 9th grade.
Right.
And then the teacher actually don't really like me. And then she just...
Like a lot of teachers don't like you. I just realized that now. Even now.
And then she just just snitched on everything I did on class.
Yeah, sure.
To my parents.
Yeah, but like, private meetings are still better, It's just like it's like your parents listening to what you are achieving, what you are lacking, and that's all. It's like, on the other hand, like public high school do this kind of shit, and I just felt like it's really childish.
That was meant to be like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very like shaming, my parents for not, like raising me right or some shit. It's like very Confucius shit.
And something that I think that the public school have is that they always focus on your achievements. So if you get a 10, you will be defined as a very good student.
Yeah.
And in the future, you will be someone who will be successful.
Yeah.
While the one who got 5 or 4, they will be looked at as a bad person in the end of the day.
Yeah, coming back to what I said, like not only like the teacher dictates your ability, but also you have to follow the status quo in a way. You have to be like a certain kind of student for you to kind of excel in like a public high school. It's not just like, I'm being salty, but it's like a very well acknowledged fact that you need to be this kind of person in order for you to, be successful in high school. We all get that, right?
And in the end of the day, what they taught you in high school or secondary, it doesn't really show who you are today, though.
Yeah.
Like now you're a very good writer, and
no, not really good, but like, I'm not bad.
Pretty decent, actually.
Decent. BTs, yeah, no, it's like a punk
I
rock.
actually have my friends that always is the worst student in class. He always
Yeah,
get
I'm
a
the
1 and
worst.
2.
I'm
My
literally
friends,
the worst. Yeah.
and then now he's a multi-millionaire in Vietnam. In actually,
Okay.
yeah, now he's a
Ty Lopez or something? Your friend Ty
he's
Lopez?
selling watches.
Oh, okay.
So he selling Hublot,
Yeah, I
Patek
mean-
Philippe, and he's very successful.
Yeah.
While in high school, he's like a dickhead. He's a very bad
Yeah.
student. I'm not gonna mention names in here. I hope he doesn't listen to this. But it just really doesn't show anything. What you did in high school, scene. It doesn't show anything
Yeah.
on who you are today.
Yeah, and I mean like public high school. Oh, just high school in general. They don't teach you like street smart kind of thing, you know. So some
okay,
people,
yeah.
when they kind of presume like this kind is like a bad fucking students, it turns out they're fucking great. No, it's like it's always like that because again, coming back to like you have to follow the status quo, you know. You kind of have to be this. And that's why, you know, when I drew shit, it's just because I'm bored. You know, I'm bored of listening to this kind of like never-ending cycle of like fucking teacher tells you what to do and then you just write it down. I hate that shit. That's why I kind of rebel by drawing. And then I remember one time I was really fucking hot, you know, because
okay.
I was wearing like sweater inside of my uniform.
Okay.
And again, it's very conformity. It's like you have to wear your uniform even though it's fucking winter. Like fucking mental, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like a wind fucking jacket, so it's really thin. So I have to wear a sweater. But I was really hot, and I remember I asked my teacher to go out and then change, just that, and she
get
said
off,
no,
yeah. Wow.
you stay there. She said that to me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what did I do? Maybe she just like fucking hates me because I drew a lot. And then and I asked again. She didn't say anything. And then I got so fucking pissed off that I took off my shirt.
Okay.
So I'm literally like kind of half naked.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just changing in the middle of like the class.
Did she see it? Like,
She saw it and she didn't say anything because she's kind of tired of it, I guess. But like, I'm that kind of person, you know, because like, I hate the fact that like I'm trying to appeasing to them, but they didn't get it, so I fuck them, right?
Yeah.
In a way, it's
Why?
my experience.
Just why you have
It's
to
fucked up. Like it's
them?
literally you say, "Dude, I'm so hot right now. Can I fucking change, bro?" She said, "No, bitch. Well, shut up."
And then ask because she is the teacher, you have to listen to her, right?
Well, yeah.
There's like a clear level
Yeah.
between teachers and students in public school.
Yeah,
right?
what I did was just like the final draw, and that's why a lot of people kind of, well, what the fuck, you know? Because again, you can't even. I think for a lot of students, you gotta fucking listen to your teacher. But like again, I don't wanna, and that's why I just change.
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But yeah, so you know, after I think 10th grade, I kind of fuck off to Sydney. So it was like again. At that time, it was like a blessing to me. I'm like, fuck you, man. I'm going to Australia.
Escaping the shit.
Escaping the shit, you know? And then came back, you know, here. And then I enrolled into RMIT. So, you know, like, again, it's like my own experience in a public high school. But again, my personality is very internationally kind of based going on, you know, because I have watched like tons and tons of American movies when I was young. I remember that.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why.
Yeah, so when I enrolled into RMIT, I didn't really feel like, you know, like afraid or unfamiliar, you know. I just felt like it's cool, you know, having this kind of like environment and then meeting you guys. But I think I heard a lot of people say like, you know, they don't get along. Yeah. They don't really get into that.
So I think that what most of the international school have in common is that they have the same vibe, the same mindset. I believe.
Yeah.
So for example, Thuong and Thuong is from Singapore International School, and you're from Sydney.
Yeah.
And we actually get along quite well.
Yeah.
Back in the first course or
Yeah.
even the second course, we have
Not now though.
You hate me or something, bro? Like
I have a lot of
I
problems.
pretty like you, like.
Oh shit.
But yeah, we have the same vibe, and whenever we have references on certain jokes,
Yeah.
we actually understand it.
Yeah. So just coming to like international high schools, I think like you guys or you and Liti are pretty familiarized with like the teaching methods or like the vibe. Oh, I don't want to say the vibe.
I just said
The feelings, like the ways that like a Western, like a educational institution can have. So that's why when
okay.
you kind of enter RMIT, you feel fine, right? You
Familiar.
actually just feel like a upgrade
Yeah,
from
exactly.
high school in a way, right? Yeah, it's
yeah.
interesting. But like to me, and that's why I'm like the odd one out, and probably Ling as well. Is that like I didn't really get along with like the methods,
Okay.
the domestic methods.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
like because like again coming back, I watch a lot of like American movies. That's why I'm really international based, and I'm just like that odd one out that kind of familiarized with it. And I came to Sydney as well, but like a lot of public students probably don't. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. I don't know.
On the first course, actually, I still remember the second day of class or something.
Yeah.
So basically the teacher is asking like whether what you think about this film or something, and the whole class is nobody says anything,
Yeah.
and I'm the only one
Yeah.
who raises my hands, and I feel very odd out. Like why don't they say what they think, and why don't they for example.
Like just say anything, right? Yeah.
Just say anything just to feel support for the teachers.
Yeah.
And actually I back then I get along quite well with the international teachers, international fellows back then. And
Yeah.
actually some of the students in the class actually hated me for that. They thought that I was being a pet for the teachers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I actually don't know why do they think like that.
Yeah. It comes back to the fact that they got so ingrained by this kind of like rules and like the atmosphere in high school, in a public high school,
Like-
because like if you are the tryhards, like the class would immediately just jump on you and say you fucking like teacher's pet, and it just kind of translated to like like a university setting. It's really fucked. Okay, so yeah, it's interesting.
And I think that there's like a clear line between what teacher and students are in domestic high school. Like they can't be friends with teachers.
Yeah, it's the hierarchy shit.
Yeah, there's like exactly. There's like a hierarchy shit going on there.
Yeah, a lot of things just translate immediately to university and nothing change. And that's why I said I'm like the odd one out again, bro. I get the feeling. I also got close to a lot of international lecturers in our university. And again, I became a program tutor for 2 years, I think.
You're bragging.
Hell yeah, man! Senior
Tutors,
program
like-
tutor, like. No, I got. I'm really fortunate to like somehow, be chosen for that fucking role, right? But I'm really like it. I really like my experience with that. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I met a lot of students just to kind of not helping them, but in a way, just like trying to support them in their assignments and stuff like that. And then I heard a lot of stories about them that they told me. Is that a lot of them couldn't really handle the workload or couldn't really get used to or familiarize with this kind of like Western teaching methods. And most of them are from public high school. Now again, I have heard a lot of people who from like public high school, like they done excellent fucking job in like an international based setting. I know that shit, but like a lot of people that told me that like they mostly from a public high school and they still very struggled even today, I think, with like the grades and like the way that we have to research our papers, like a lot of people really, really, feel like it's really tough.
I think it comes back to the way that they teaches them back in the
No,
day.
it's for sure, bro. It's
So,
for sure. But
back
it's
in
so interesting to hear them saying that because like, coming back to my experience, maybe like because of my time in Sydney, so I got to know how to fucking reference and do that kind of shit before. So, I came here,
Get along quite
I
well.
just kind of have to twitch a little bit of like Harvard, referencing and stuff like that, and then I'm fine. But like a lot of people, they just like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? Like it's literally a new word to them, and I find it so interesting because I'm like the person in the middle of like a bridge between like international and like domestic, and then I don't know, I just find it quite interesting. Okay, so I kind of understand how did they actually like don't like you, but it's very interesting to me to hear that. I didn't notice that shit.
Oh, you
To
don't
be
know that?
fucking honest, like when you say that you are a teacher's pet, like, oh yeah, kind of.
Kinda.
I kind of feel like you would
But-
fit into that role, but I didn't. I have never really noticed that shit.
Because for me, it's just first, it's my personality.
Yeah.
And second, back in high school and secondary, I always get along with my teachers, international
Yeah,
teachers.
you chill guy, I think
So we will
yeah.
like hang out. We actually hang out and have dinner together
Yeah.
with the whole class.
Yeah.
We actually came
That's
to
cool.
our their houses just to celebrate Christmas, for example,
Yeah.
or Tet. So we actually treated them as a friend.
Yeah.
Like we actually shared our things.
Exactly,
And to show everyday life things. And while in university, when I applied the same thing to them,
Yeah.
the other people or the outsider will think that I will get along too much. Like they will always have to have the line.
It's weird, bro. It's weird.
like there will always have to be the line between teachers and students that you can't really cross that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I think like we can just name some of the bad things that translate to university that we know of. Is that one? It's like the hierarchy, teacher, like student relationship shit going on. I don't like that.
wow.
I don't like the fact that you gotta be really cautious with your fucking lecturer because like they literally just say something along like, "Hey man, call me Stan."
And then
Don't call him like Mr. Stan.
Mr. Stan, Dr.
That's a
Stan.
weird ass like way to call a person because like Mr. and then last name, not like first name. It's like Mr. Ming. It sounds dumb as fuck, right? It sounds Mr. Mark.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
get
like-
what you're saying. Yeah.
You get what I mean? If they say that, it means that they are inviting you to be friendly with them, and you should because like it's so awkward for them to like teaching you and then you say, "Hey man, like Mr. Stan, I have a problem, please." Don't say that shit. It's like it's so awkward, Yeah, like it's crazy. But like that thing is something that I want people to just like be more open about. I get that, like 3 years of fucking high school, it will ingrain into your head. I know that, but just chill out. But maybe I think like we are talking about like an international setting, so
Maybe, yeah.
if it's like a public university, it's different. But like again, don't. But yeah, like hierarchy is a big problem to me. I don't mind to be cautious to people. I'm that guy.
Absolutely, yeah.
But, if you can chill, then you can chill. And I love the fact that you can just fucking hang out with teachers after class, and you don't have to feel like it's weird or anything. Like even though a lot of people say like it's fucking fake as fuck.
Yeah. Some of the friends told me that I was a little bit too fake.
Not even you.
Like-
They say like the Westerners like they try to fake this kind of like cautious. I'm like, but I like it.
It's just us. It's just normal things.
It's
for
still
us,
a good thing.
Yeah.
Like you get to know your lecturer even more for you like to kind of like them and to feel inspired by what they say,
And they will encourage us to be a better person, basically.
Yeah.
Like I heard a lot of advices from teachers
Yeah.
back in high school and now until
Dude,
now.
I got a notebook from
You got
from a lecturer,
cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
literally he said something along the line of like just make shit, bro.
Cool.
I like that shit. If it's a domestic setting, then sure, maybe you should, really take care of hierarchy. But even though for that, it needs to kind of change, because I like the fact that you can be chill with like
Just
your
chill out.
lecturer
Yeah.
in an international setting. And maybe we are so privileged and that's why we just say
Maybe
like,
that's
dude,
one
like,
of the things. Yeah.
just be chill, bro. No, but it's just like I want that to be something that we can express, like having, like just chill time with your lecture is a good thing.
I mean, I think one of the reason is that they always have to create this discipline structure.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, just for students to
Yeah.
follow. Like, whether if you don't
just-
follow, you
yeah.
will get penalized.
Yeah, it's just like I know the situation for sure, but
Mm.
I'm just saying like I really advocate for like a more open relationship between teacher and students,
Exactly,
even
yeah.
for a domestic setting. That's all. I know that there are a lot of tough teachers, even like Western, like really tough teachers. And you know that, right? Some lecturer, I guess.
Lectures.
Yeah, like there are like a bunch of like weird ass lecturers out there. I know, but like again, that's something that I really advocate for. It's like I think we're gonna need to make like an episode about education
system.
in general. But like it's another topic. One more thing that is like a lot of bad habits that we got in high school should kind of change as well. It's like one, fucking shame people for being fucking, not pet, but like just like a guy who like energetically raise their hands. It's not nerdy. It's like, I mean, again, I really understand why you did that, because it's really awkward when a lecturer says something and then the whole class just shut up.
Yeah.
So I just say something, I just randomly say something, like, okay, so maybe that is just like an advertising thing going on. Just that. Because I hate that kind of like cringe feeling of
like you're the only one.
Yeah, and then your lecturer is like, hey guys, like come on man. It's fine, man.
Just trying to do my job here.
Yeah, no, just speak up, man. It's fine. And it's just like on and on for like 10 minutes. So you want to end that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you find it really cringy. Yeah, I think that's like the two things that, like I don't want to, I don't want people to translate that to university in general. And I know that, a lot of not just public, but like domestic settings, they really need that. But again, I'm just like an advocate shit.
Don't you know hierarchy?
I just
Look like I do. Oh,
Don't
okay.
know.
Sorry.
I think that is just what I think of right now. But again, I know the situation like of education in Vietnam. Maybe not so much, but like I know stuff a little bit. So I know, it's not going to just change in one day. But I advocate for that shit. I'm a dreamer. That's why, yeah.
Do you want to say more and how did you quite get along with me? Like,
Sounds like I'm putting up with you. Nah, it's like, you know what, like from today, like discussion, I find it so interesting that, like you didn't really get along with a lot of public high schoolers, because I have never really had that distinction for myself. I'm like, okay, no, it's fine. But like you felt really like odd
yeah, exactly.
when like they just try and, okay, sure, that's quite interesting. Pretty privileged, I guess, but like, it's interesting. But I think like we get along, and I think it's also weird for you, right? Because like I'm technically like a public guy,
But you're based from Sydney though.
I know, but like just giving the fact that like our first impression, for example,
But don't get me wrong, but from the first
No,
time...
I'm getting you wrong, man. I'm pretty fucking...
From the first time I met you,
Yeah.
I actually knows your vibe. I don't know why. I think I will get along with you quite
Yeah.
well, so that's why I talk with you.
And somehow you can sense that shit, right?
I actually can sense
not
that.
just
I don't
like...
know. Sorry, bro. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
you mother... Yeah, you can sense that shit in a way, right?
Yeah, I actually can sense that, the feelings for you.
Yeah, so I don't know like how the fuck did I, like develop that shit. It's just like, sure, I spend like half of my fucking lifetime in a public, like educational institution. It's just like, maybe for me, like the background's a bit different. Is that, I learned English for a long ass time. I love drawing. And also I love American movies ever since like, my family got fucking HBO, so somehow like that one fucking difference kind of changed the outlook of like my perspective in a way. And then I came to Sydney. I didn't really have like much problem like assimilating to that, because like a lot of people even say like, oh, are you Australian? No, I'm just like fucking international student, bro. And then I just came back because of my own personal reasons. So like RMIT, it's not something that I felt overwhelmed about. Okay. And somehow you can fucking sense that shit. It's crazy because I can do that as well, but I can't really explain that shit. But yeah,
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
it sounds pretty privileged, like the two guys, having like
it sounds
chances
kinda
in life,
weird, too.
and now talking about this. But again, it's just like our perspective, and we are not dissing anybody. We are just talking about the things that we actually experience, not like we're just pulling out of our ass. And if like the tier thing going on that I said on our podcast first part isn't true, then sure, you can correct me, or maybe because it's just again our experiences. And if you are, I don't know, if you feel belong in a public high school, it's fucking fine, bro. And I have met a lot of great people and fucking excellent people who excelled that came from like a public high school system. Linh, for example, a lot of people, so again, it's just like my experiences.
It's just our experience. Yes.
So don't fucking kill us or some shit. don't fuck me.
Yeah. This will be the disclaimer, right?
Hell yeah. I'm kind of afraid now.
I'm putting
2 days ago, Vinh kind of mentioned about like, hey, should we make a clarification that we're
Exactly.
not dissing like
some
90
people,
million people in Vietnam? I'm like, that's not a bad idea.
Some of the
I think.
people who might feel offended after this.
No,
podcast,
it's not a bad idea.
But it's just our experience. So
I think we're gonna get fucked, bro. Like, what did you say about me, man? Fuck you.
I heard your podcast, bitch.
You privileged motherfuckers. It's crazy, but like again, coming back, it's just our experiences. If we say something wrong, you can correct us, but like it's just our experiences. Well, I'm gonna get beat up now. Bye.
Bye. I heard a lot of cái đấy là gì nhỉ?
Hả?
Kiểu lời giúp đỡ từ giáo viên ấy.
Advices.
The
fuck, bro.
I actually got a lot of advices.
You sure you're from Hanoi Academy or something?
Tiếng Anh bốc kìa. But yeah, I actually got a lot